Good evening. So I have some frames on my walls that don't have anything in them. And they're just like there because I was trying to build gallery walls and, I just put the frames there to see what would look good on my wall. But I never actually got around to filling them with things. So I thought today it'd be fun to fill those empty frames with art. So far, I have like 3 frames on my walls that don't have anything in them, and I only have a solid idea for one of them. So let me just explain what said idea is. So I have this frame. It's quite pretty. It's got these like details here, and it's quite nice. I actually did paint this, and because it was kind of ugly before. So it's much nicer now. But I have nothing in it, which is a problem. So my idea is to paint my favorite flower in this frame. Now, I have always said that my favorite flower is a rose, and I am wrong because it's not a rose. It's actually a foxglove. Now, I feel like foxgloves are not that common, and they should be more common. I'll insert a picture here of what a foxglove is. Basically, they are the cutest, most whimsical flower in existence, and I love them. And I have roses everywhere, and I do not have one foxglove thing. So I was like, I should paint a foxglove in a frame.
Wow.
So this is what's going to be put in here. Okay, so this is my desk. So I'm going to be painting here. And so let's just get our stuff together, shall we?
Nope.
There's my white. Okay, this is everything you need. Okay, so I want pink foxgloves. Okay, this is our color palette. We have our paint brushes. I'm going to put yellow. I'm going to have a yellow background because I cannot just have a plain white background. Come on now. I don't know if this is too bright yellow, but I'm just going to start painting this. I think I'm going to try to do like a little bit of a splotchy, like kind of yellow background. I don't know if this is going to look good. We're giving her a whirl. Come closer. Okay, so this is how it's looking so far. I kind of wanted the background to be a little bit painterly, so that's on purpose. So now I'm going to move on to actually painting the flowers in. I'm squatting on the floor to get these angles. So, you're welcome. I'm kind of going for a painterly aesthetic, like very brush strokey, imperfect painting style for this. I really love that, like, painterly style. It looks very, like, old-timey, like, weathered, vintage vibe. I used to be, like, really into colored pencil painting. I used to be really into, like, doing art with colored pencils mostly, but I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with colored pencils now because I feel like they're not very forgiving because like once you put down the color is there and you cannot get rid of it. I feel like painting is like, I've gained like a new appreciation for paint and paintings because there's something so like just like professional feeling about like a canvas painting versus like a print or like a color pencil drawing. Like, not to undermine it, but like I feel like painting is much more like professional feeling, you know? So I think painting is like really forgiving. It not always, not always, but I think, you know, if you make a mistake, you can just like go over it again, you know? It's not like a huge deal. I love that painting style, like where you can see brush strokes and it's kind of like messy but like in a cute way. That's why, you know, antiques and vintage things are so valuable, because it's like, well, it's like it's weathered, like the weathering adds to it. It makes it more beautiful. The history behind something makes something more beautiful. And if it's handcrafted and you can like tell it's handcrafted, like that's like so valuable because it was done by a human. I feel like this is looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I kind of feel like it looks like a vintage, like, postcard almost, like, kind of. I feel like foxgloves are so whimsical. I feel like they look like fairies would, like, wear them as hats or something, you know, those, like, cute little fairies that wear hats. I really like the fact that they're poisonous. I feel like it makes them, like, cooler, you know, like, oh, they're not just like pretty flowers, you know, they're actually poisonous, you know. I think it's cool. They're kind of deadly. I love the little speckles inside them. They're so cute. This is turning out better than I thought it would. And I'm kind of actually enjoying painting flowers. I think my favorite thing to paint is like, obviously, like portraits are more my thing to paint than flowers. I love flowers, don't get me wrong. They're just not my favorite thing to paint. But I'm actually enjoying myself. Good morning. So it's the next 2 days later, and I have not finished my painting yet. I had to stop filming because I use the sun, and the sun had gone down for me. So this is where we're at. It's looking really, really nice. So I'm just gonna pick up where we left off. Life hack, I like to save my paints in a plastic bag. It does work, but it doesn't work for like months on end, but it works for like a few days, I would say. If I get any paint on my dress, I will cry. I think I'm a very famously messy painter, and I usually wear a painting bib, aka a shirt, on top of my outfit so that I don't get paint on anything. But that's not very aesthetic, so I'm not gonna wear one today. I may regret it, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm a famously messy painter. I'm just painting in the leaves, or the green part, because that needs touching up. Look at this. All of my paintbrushes always fray super fast, and I don't know why. Maybe because they're cheap, or maybe because I leave them in water for months. Who's to say? No one will really ever know, will they? It's a disgrace of $4. Pay $4 whole for a paintbrush set, and all you get is cheap junk. Can anyone tell me if I'm wrong on this, or if I'm crazy, or if it's just me? But when it comes to paint, like paint brands, like I used to use Apple Barrel paint, and I remember, most of the Apple Barrel paints were like the same formula. You would think, the same brand, same formula. But I feel like most of the Apple Barrel paints were, the same like formula, but I always felt like the white Apple Barrel paint was so much thicker. Like, it was really bad. Like, it was so thick and like worse than the other paints. Like, Apple Barrel is pretty watery paint, but like, I felt like the white specifically, and this wasn't just one bad batch, okay? Because I bought several white Apple Barrel paints, and they all were like more chunky and worse to work with, harder to work with than any of the other paints. And it was weird because it was the same brand. You'd think the same brand would have the same formula, right? Right? Am I wrong in thinking that? And then this brand is also from Walmart, but it's more high quality and I like it way better. But the black paint in this brand, like, I use, if I paint something and like want to seal it with like polyacrylic or Mod Podge or something of that nature, the black paint will smear, and none of the other colors smear. Like, you rub on the polyacrylic and the black paint literally smudges, and none of the other colors smudge. And it's so weird, because they're the same brand of paint, and none of the other colors smear, and the black one smears when you put on top coat. And it's so weird, because it's like, they're the same brand, the same formula. Like, you would think that they would be the same. Also, this paint in this same brand, this is the same brand, just smaller too. This red paint is really thick and chunky. I just threw that in the green paint. Oops. It's like thicker and chunkier than the rest of this paint, which is really weird. Does anyone else notice like different formulas of the same brand of paint? Because I feel like that's really weird. You need product control, brands. Come on now. Come on now, do better. Hello? Can we see? Can we see? And then you waddle away, waddle, waddle. And then you waddle away, waddle, waddle. And then the very next day, ba, ba, ba. Okay, so this is how she turned out in the frame. I think it looks really, really nice, and I'm very happy with it. It's so pretty. I love the bright colors. It just looks so springy to me. I just love it. So I hope you enjoyed this simple video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!